set the scene a final time. You see downtown Houston at night, the colorful fountains, the nightclubs, the Metro Rail, great nightlife here in Houston, Texas. Up next, Booker T, Samoa Joe.
The heart of a champion, an engine with the strength to fuel the most powerful machine, to propel him to overcome impossible odds and achieve the ultimate feats.
And Samoa Joe becomes the first champion to ever enter into the King of the Mountain and leave as the TNA World Heavyweight Champion.
Booker T, a superstar who has been a champion in every organization he has ever worked for, except one.
I had your beat in the middle of the ring. If it wasn't for your little buddy, Kevin Nash. So I say to you, Joe, what Joe back, sucker?
Samoa Joe, the current TNA World Heavyweight Champion. A submission machine, prepared to defy the laws of gravity in order to maintain his status as the best in the world today.
You're gonna be sorry the word Samoa Joe ever came out your mouth.
The blood that runs through their veins, saturated with the greatness that has propelled them to the top of their profession, must now flow with the passion to raise the bar to yet another level, to prove to the world who is the most elite.
You can't beat Booker T.
You can take your opinions, put them together with your predictions, and stick them up.
And who will earn the right to call himself the champion of the world. Booker T battles the Samoan submission machine, Samoa Joe, for the TNA World Heavyweight Championship.
You ready for the big one? It's main event time tonight at Victory Road, and the TNA World Heavyweight Championship, it's at stake. Take a look at the height and weight of the champion and the challenger, and you have to ask the question, can Samoa Joe exploit the weight advantage that he has to retain the TNA title? We've documented it throughout tonight's event. The city of Houston provides the challenger with a huge edge. We just heard Kevin Nash will support Samoa Joe, but Samoa Joe has asked his mentor to stay in the back. The statement that infuriated the champ came from Kevin Nash. He told Joe he couldn't beat Booker T. It's time to find out if the Samoan submission machine can beat Booker T.
You can see Booker T wrapping the wrist with the tape as the hometown crowd lets him know they know he's coming.
He is the challenger, Booker T. Raised on the streets of Houston, he stands 6 feet 3 inches tall and weighs 255 pounds. A 6-time World Heavyweight Champion, he has defeated some of the greatest legends in the business today. He has won championship gold everywhere he has battled, except TNA. Now, this local hero looks to make history in front of his hometown crowd here tonight.
We were curious about the reaction from the hometown crowd, and yes, they're on their feet to greet the challenger. And among those in attendance, Don, we just saw around the ringside area the lovely wife of the challenger, Booker T, Charmel at ringside.
Well, I mean, it was mentioned in that package. This guy has been a world champion every single place that he's been except one, and that's here in TNA. And you know he wants to add this trophy to his mantle.
Level of anticipation rising as well here in the Reliant Arena. The entrance upcoming of the defending TNA World Heavyweight Champion, Samoa Joe, is on his way to the ring.
Brutal, powerful, fearless, no stranger to pain. His ascension to greatness has been rough and rapid. From the Isle of Samoa, he stands 6 feet 2 inches tall and weighs in at 280 pounds. He is the Samoan submission machine, Samoa Joe, the reigning world heavyweight champion. Will this world champion walk the victory road tonight?
To me, the biggest question that we will answer tonight, the TNA World Heavyweight title matchup, has Samoa Joe learned from his mentor, Kevin Nash? Is he going to be able to complement the physical game that we know he has with the mental aspects? It's time to answer that question, Don West.
I tell you what I do like, the fact that he asked Kevin Nash to stay in the back. He's got to do it out here on his own. The question, can he beat Joe? Well, only he can answer it. He doesn't want anybody to ever say that somebody else was the reason that he came out victorious. Nash, stay in the back. He's got to do it on his own.
Let's send it to the ring. JB, official introductions for the main event. Ladies and gentlemen, the following contest is scheduled for one fall and is your main event of the evening. When the bell rings, the man in charge, TNA senior official, Mr. Rudy Charles. And now, ladies and gentlemen, live from the Reliant Arena in Houston, Texas, it's time for your Victory Road main event of the evening. First of all, introducing the challenger. He stands in the corner to my right. He weighed in this morning at 255 pounds and comes to us from Houston, Texas. This is the #1 contender for the TNA Heavyweight Championship of the World, Booker T. And now, ladies and gentlemen, introducing, standing in the corner to my left. He weighed in this morning at 282 pounds and comes to us from the Isle of Samoa. He is the current reigning and defending TNA Heavyweight Champion of the World, Samoa Joe. I have to admit, I don't think I've ever seen that intense of a look on the face of Samoa Joe Don before any of the matches that we've seen here in TNA. And it's almost as if he's using the reaction from the crowd here in Houston, Texas, Booker's hometown, to fuel that intensity even more.
It's the first time that I can remember that he's been in that ring and he's not been the favorite of the fans. But you know how people, they have ownership. And Booker T's from Houston. And love him, like him, whatever, he's theirs. And they came out in droves, Booker T fans. But Joe, you said it, he's feeding off of it. In fact, I think he wants it that way. I think he wants everyone to doubt him. And let's face it, most people have.
You see that slap to the face by Booker T, trying to get under the skin of the champion, trying to mess with him mentally. Exactly what Kevin Nash has been talking about for so long. Chop in the corner, rocks Joe, but look at the champ fight right back out, and he's laying those babies in there, and Booker fights right back as well.
I mean, they're just trading blows right now, trying to send a message. I mean, this is just about showing you that, hey, whatever you got, I can give right back. Yes, Booker T has an incredible experience edge, but one thing we know about Samoa Joe, when he gets on a roll, I mean, he's just a wrecking machine. He can just do things that guys 280 pounds can't do. You can never judge a book by its cover, and that is so true with Samoa Joe. And he could sense there Booker T kind of stumbled, put him in the turnbuckle, and then he just does things like that, Mike. Sends kicks up there that high in the air that people that weight can't do.
Great series of follow-up moves in the corner by the champ. You're right, Booker went into the corner a little off balance. And I think Joe sensed that, and he caught him unaware, but Booker fights out of the corner that time by raking the eyes of Joe. His fingers right in the eyes of the champ and then lights up his chest.
And he does it in a way where a referee has to look at it as an accident, and that's the experience edge that Booker T has. Look at Joe, though, able to avoid the kick. It just comes right at him like a train. And you can see Sharmell